Not all steak is created equal, nor are all steaks meant to be cooked the same way. Chuck steak and round steak, for instance, are typically not tender enough for quick grilling.
Know your recipe and buy the recommended cut. Reach for fatty, marbled cuts like shell steak, strip steak, ribeye steak or porterhouse, or try lean but tender filet mignon.
Fat is key to the flavor and texture of just about all steak. Marbling, the interior veins of fat that run through beef, is essential to some of the tastiest and juiciest cuts.
Look for steaks with good marbling for tender results. If your butcher hasn't done so, trim the fat on the edges of your steak to about 1/4 inch. Leaving some on will help it cook up deliciously.
Steak is almost always best when cooked quickly and evenly, and a cold piece of beef isn't great on either count. Even aficionados of very rare steak don't want the center cold.
Take your steak out of the refrigerator about 30 minutes before cooking it, a few minutes less if the air temperature is very high.
Steak will have at least a little surface moisture when you take it out of the fridge. If the steak hits the grill or a hot pan with this moisture still on, it will begin to steam, inhibiting the formation of that all-important browned, seared crust.
Pat your steak gently dry with a paper towel before seasoning it. If the steak has been marinating, let the marinade drip off and then pat it to remove any excess.
The bold flavor of steak needs very little to shine through, but it does need one thing: salt, and a generous amount of it.
Good seasoning is one of the main reasons steakhouse cuts taste so good, so learn to do it at home. Use kosher salt and freshly ground pepper.
Dirty, grease-encrusted grill grates can cause just about any food to stick, even steak. And a buildup of grease and soot elsewhere on the grill can result in acrid smoke that gives food unpleasant flavors.
Use a wire brush to clean the grates thoroughly both before and after grilling. Bits of food and grease are easiest to remove when the grates are hot.
Nothing will ruin your steak experience as thoroughly as under or overcooking your meat. Undercooked steak can be rubbery and even cold inside, and overcooked meat will be dry and will have lost a lot of flavorful juices.
Long experience allows some cooks to judge a cut's doneness by look or feel, but for everyone else, there's the instant red thermometer.
Poking it into the center of your steak will give you an accurate assessment of its doneness in seconds. No guesswork required.
Resting allows time for the juices to redistribute themselves throughout the meat, resulting in less moisture loss when you cut into it. Thin steaks should rest for at least 5 minutes. Rest thicker steaks for about 10 minutes.
Steak is made up of muscle fibers, and the direction these fibers run is sometimes called the grain. Slicing with the grain will give you a tougher, chewier bite.
Look at your meat and see which way the fibers are aligned, then cut across the grain, shortening the fibers. Angling your knife slightly is also helpful for making long, thin slices for easiest chewing.
There's a reason that steakhouses always provide their customers with sharp, heavy knives. By definition, even the best cuts have a meaty texture.
Invest in steak knives so you can really enjoy your steak at the table. A good knife should be sharp but sturdy, with a comfortable handle.